y'all, APG Jamie here, and today we're going to work on the back part of our pumpkin, and you know, do a decorative scene, also known as diorama, to put inside our pumpkin. You remember the 3D pumpkin face? This is the back now, and I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner and the description box below the video. So I had the hollow back pumpkin, and I put that tape all around the outside. Y'all saw at the very beginning, you know, like, I don't know, a minute ago. And so I could spray paint the inside of it black, okay? So I did. I spray painted it black and some purple, but you can't see the purple at all. So anyway, we're going to do a lot of prep work, because that's mostly what this one is. And I found these cute little Barbie action figures. That's registered trademark, y'all. At the Dollar Tree, and I found 3 different ones at the time, because I'd been collecting stuff for this whole pumpkin project, you know, all year. So as I saw stuff that I thought would work, I picked it up, okay? And I did. I got way too much stuff to fill in the back of this pumpkin. Because that's in my head, it was like a real big open spot, and it's not that big and open, okay? If you missed the first one with the 3D pumpkin face, you're going to want to see it, because there's no pictures of it in this one, just the back, okay? Because we're just doing the pumpkin hollow diorama. So these little action figures were very easy to cut with the craft knife. You just gotta be careful, you don't want to cut yourself. And this particular one had a baseball cap on, because she's throwing a baseball. Softball probably, because she's a girl, and you know how they don't think women can throw hard balls. Anyway, so I was cutting the brim of her hat off, because I didn't want her to have a softball hat on. And I trimmed up her glove as well. And this one was a singer, and she had a microphone, and I didn't want the microphone, so I pulled that off. It just popped right out. And now we're going to paint them, because these are our little witches. You know, the whole power of 3. 3 is one of my favorite numbers. If you didn't know, it's true. And so we're going to paint them up with just regular craft paint. And there is a list of the ingredients used, the paint colors, etc., etc., in the description box below the video. Click on the phrase "Show More" to see more information. And I really hadn't quite, I just knew I wanted to make this scene to go in the back of the pumpkin, okay? Other than that, heck, y'all, I didn't really have any plan, and I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants per normal. Just the way it normally goes around her, y'all. So, painting that girl's skirt. I did not gesso any of this. I did not sand any of them. I just painted them, and it stuck, and it seems okay. These are not things that are going to be physically handled, okay? We're setting a scene to go in the hollow pumpkin hollow. So here's our softball girl, and well, one's softball, one was a soccer, and one was a singer. Those are the only 3 action figures that I've seen at the Dollar Tree. I don't know. Like I said, I've been collecting almost all year for this project. Okay. Too much stuff. Back of that pumpkin is nowhere near as big as my brain said it was. And my brain says you got a big hollow to fill in. But not so much. So anywho, this is just some black gesso, because I decided, because I cut the brim off the softball hat, her cap, whatever. So she's going to need a hat, so we're going to make a witch's hat way later. way more later-ish. Okay. I left them on the base because they were way easier to paint on the base. All right, but they will come off the base later. I got a little paint on her face. Not that you could necessarily tell. I don't know. Did you see the thumbnail? The thumbnail's blurry. It's hard to take a picture of things in a purple light, in darkness. So, anywho, painting away. So I decided that her baseball and the glove, which is no longer a glove because, you know, I trimmed all that off, it's going to be like a ball of fire, and she's got like fire in her hand. Fire, y'all. Not real fire, just faux fire. So, and then the soccer girl is got her foot up on a red fireball too, because, yeah. And I decided I didn't have to be so intricate on painting these because they're kind of set back in there and you can't see them that goodly. Not that goodly. So details were overused at first because you just can't see them that wellage. So we're just painting along, and I'm just picking colors as I go because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what color I want. What are we doing? So they're sort of like witches, but then they're sort of small, like little fairies. So they're fairy witches, okay? Or sprites. Maybe they're sprites. I don't know. Whatever story you want to make up about the scene in the Pumpkin Hollow. So, anywho, we do this for, I don't know, a few hours, a couple days, something like that. Excuse me. And portions of the video have been sped up for your viewing pleasure and my voiceover ease. There we go. Here comes a frog. Hang on. Sorry, Charlie. Yeah, we're making fire, but you can't. It's, you know, details, y'all. Sometimes I get caught up in details, and it's just the essence of. Okay? Just trying to make the essence of. Got caught up in the details. So we're just painting merrily along. Oh, I have some silk flowers. They're not silk. They're from the Dollar Tree. They are not silk. Okay? Anyhow. And some of them is just the plastic stuff coated in glitter that was falling off everywhere, people. It was terrible glitter, terrible everywhere, but it's so needed sparkly stuff inside that dark hollow. Really, 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 really needed sparkly stuff. Okay, I had lots of extra stuff. Well, I like collecting Halloween junk. I don't collect her. I'm not a collector, but it's just I'm like, oh, I like that. But then I'm not a creepy, spooky person. So I'm gonna try not to get any more of this stuff because I'm not a creepy, spooky person. I'm no Blade, the artist. Okay, but I like it anyways. So here we painted it orange, and now we're going to add some brown to it to give it an antique feel, but you can't tell. That's where I decided, this is just kind of overkill doing this detail-y stuff. So maybe we quit doing it. Maybe not. Oh, she's getting a red ball. This soccer ball turned into a red ball. Not the trucking company. Anyhow. So now we're back to the singer girl, and I thought, well, she needs green shoes. Not that you can necessarily even see her shoes in the scene, but that's okay. She's got pale lavender pinkish hair. I can't tell if it's pink or lavender. I don't know. But she's got a green skirt, I can tell you that, and green shoes to go with her green skirt. She's the boss lady. I said so. So, we're making the witch's hat, and I just got a piece of scrap cardstock there, black cardstock. And I thought I made it small enough, and it wasn't small enough, so I'm making it smaller, and I do that like 5 million times. It just was like, seriously, still smaller, miniature stuff, y'all. I love miniatures. I don't make them because my hand is too kind of fumbly for that anymore. Just saying. Oh, we finally got it small enough. We're gonna put some art glitter glue on there. It doesn't have any glitter in it, y'all. It's just the name of the product. And we're gonna have to hold that for 4 days for it to dry. And we're gonna put in some Fabrifix because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna make it stick on this girl's head. I'm like, yeah, but now it sticks up too high. So I thought, well, we'll just fold over the tip, you know how you fold over the. So we did, and we had to hold that forever. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and put some satin varnish on there because I had some varnish, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do that because I felt like I needed to do it. There was no other reason than I felt like I needed to do it. So that's what we're doing to all 3 of them. I loved Barbies when I was little. Just in case y'all was wondering and you didn't know that about me. I did. I played with my Barbies till I was 16 years old. 16 and a half, but who's counting? Anywho's. Love my Barbies. I still have them, even though they're probably not very good anymore because they've been stored up in an attic, and it gets hot down here, and plastic doesn't like heat so much. So, anywho's. But that's okay. Yes, I'm putting the gloss varnish, or not gloss, satin varnish on the witch hat. We made a witch hat, y'all. Doesn't have a brim on it, but anyway, I guess it looks more like a dunce hat now that I think about it. Oh, great. Now, every time I see her, I'm going to see a dunce hat. So I thought, nope, we need some shimmery, glittery stuff. So I found some Studio G glitter glue, and we're going to put that on the red ball, and then we're going to put it on the softball girl holding the fireball and having her hand on fire, and then we're going to put it on the green skirt girl, her top, her halter top. She's wearing a halter top, y'all. She's from the 70s. Gee, they're so powerful, y'all. They're powerful. Doesn't she look like? She does not look like she's from the 70s. But still, she got a shimmery halter top on. I wear halter tops. Even though I identify with 49 years old this year. Okay. So we've got these plastic headstones, tombstones. They probably came from the Dollar Tree, but I don't know because they were in my Halloween paraphernalia 3D project boxes. Okay, same thing with that little wooden fence there. Not a clue where it came from. Okay, so they were gray, and I didn't like them just being the flat gray, so we put some black gesso on there and watered it down, and we're just going to let that set and air dry forever. Oh, there's several places of heat in this, y'all. Heat. So this is just white gesso, and I'm just smearing it over it. Not necessarily covering everything up, just smearing it over. We will do the back. Wasn't necessary for me to do the back, but I did the back. I mean, I don't know which one it's going to be the back. I know now, but hickin', y'all. And we're going to blow some of that heat air over there onto the plastic. But you got to be careful because it's plastic, y'all. Plastic will melt because heat guns get hot enough to melt plastic, aka embossing powder. It's plastic. So we're going to put some white gesso on the back, and then we're going to play with some washes. We're going to make some washes, not washi tape, but washes. So stinking happy with this project, y'all. It came out way more butter than I expected. Hickin', y'all. Just in case you were wondering about that. Okay, let me just jump out there and say how happy I am with it. It's so surprised it came out so well. So anyway, the paint's is essentially dry on here, but now I'm buffing it off with a paper towel, a dry paper towel, and it is buffing off some of it. And I'm like, okay, I need these to have a little shimmery, so I thought, what color do I use? And I thought, well, I'm going to use this here green, And this is Nuvo expanding mousse. It's the kind where you can put it on thickish, it's like texture base, and then if you hit it with the heat gun, it puffs up. Well, I'm not hitting it with the heat gun. I just want a slight green color. Okay, think moss, y'all. Think moss. Okay, so we're just putting that over some of the high spot there. I decided to move that over where you could see it, and I'm just using it like you would ink of gold or rub and buff or whatever other such, because when you put it on, like you put the expanded mousse on like this, it's shimmering. When you hit it with the heat gun, it loses its shimmer. Okay, just saying. So now we're putting some gray, and then at one point we put some green and put some gray, and we put some brown, and somewhere or another there's some blue on my palette that was wettish, and so we've got little teeny tiny drops of blue, but you really can't see it. And in the end, like I said, details really didn't even, it's more of an essence of, think essence of, y'all, because you'd have to get in there pretty close with a magnifying glass to check out the little details. Okay, because as a matter of fact, I even added a couple details after I took the photos for the photo montage, which isn't happening for about 3 more days for the photo montage, y'all. So don't get too overly excited about that yet. So here's the green. I loved how this fence came out, though. If I'd have had the right, if I'd have found or thought about purchasing, because Hobby Lobby has a miniature section. All right, they sell little miniature stuff, for dollhouses and junk. I bet they'd have a wrought iron fence now that I think about it. But anyway, it wouldn't have showed up very well. This white one shows up more butter. Okay? All right, anywho, moving on, just painting along. I'm so happy with our 3D face on this pumpkin. Y'all, it's so stinking cute, it's stinking thing. It was supposed to be kind of spooky and creepy, but it's, like I said, I'm not really spooky, creepy, horror-ish kind of person, so yeah. It didn't really come out that way. So this is that netting stuff. It's from the Dollar Tree. Most of this stuff probably came from the Dollar Tree, including that piece of styrofoam was one of them floating ghosts. It's got the white sheet. Well, it's not really even a sheet, but anyway, over it, and I had it and it fit, and I thought this is perfect. So there we go. And that's some Dollar Tree glue, because I like the glue bottle. I think I'm going to put Fabrifix in there when this is gone. But just so you know, it did not dry very fast at all on that. It's like days later and it was still wet. No, not really days later, but just felt like days. So we're just smooshing that around on the piece of styrofoam. And here comes our faux flower, whatever stuff. These are black roses, and a couple of them had eyeballs, and there's a couple spiders in there, and one stem was missing whatever it was supposed to be on the end. I don't know. If you're going to want to maybe do one of these, I suggest you start looking for your Halloweenish stuff now. Well, because it's almost Halloween. Wait till after it goes on clearance. Y'all know my boyfriend Clarence. It's a real nice feller. He points out all the stuff you might need one day, maybe. So here's them glittery things. Oh, I don't know if you can see on your video screen, but that glitter was just going everywhere. And those are some wire cutters. I'm just cutting the stems as kind of a partish. And these are some lights. Now these came from the BigLots, and I pay regular price for them because I saw them and I'm like, I need those. I just saw them this year. So anyway, there's the sprayed inside of our pumpkin, so you can see that it didn't take the spray paint very well. But it's so dark, you're really not going to be able to see me working on the inside of this pumpkin, putting these lights on in there. Okay, I'm using hot glue, but the hot glue didn't want to stick with the wires. All right, so I ended up getting some black scrap cardstock and making strips and hot gluing the strips over the wires, and I finally got it. See, you just can't see really anything and I will not even put y'all through the full misery of seeing this, although you will have to see some of it. I said you have to see some of it. Now watch it. So anyway, I had 2 of those. Full price, y'all. Crazy, I'm telling you, crazy. But they're perfect. I got 2 of them. Because when you're using darker surfaces, it really takes more light. And now I ended up putting some white lights in here too. It was had like 10 LED white lights. So now it didn't make you suffer through all that. Now I'm just going to take these stems that we cut apart, and I'm sticking them into the styrofoam, and that stuff's still not dry. Okay, but I'm just moving along, just like I'm going to ignore it, just move along. Now, I am not a flower designer. I am no CB. CB is really good with the floral arrangements. She's so good. She does that Japanese Kawabaki. I don't even know what it's called, y'all. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't even know what it's called. But it's this real fancy Japanese floral styling plant stuff, and she's sticking good at it, y'all. That's CB Carol Boudreaux. Okay, y'all know Boudreaux. So anyway, but it's fine. This is fine, y'all. This is fine. So I'm ready to take my girls off their stands because they're all nice and dry, and because I painted their shoes and put the varnish on there, they're not wanting to pop out of their little bases quite so well. So I'm just gonna hack you off of there, girl. Get off of there. So I fiddle around. At one point I get scared. I could have cut myself right there, but I didn't. Will it stand up? Yeah, it's still going to stand up. Because my alternative was, if it didn't stand up, I would just, paint the bases black and then glue them on. But I'm not gluing them, y'all. I'm not a real big fan of hot glue. For one thing, it doesn't dry because it's not wet. It cools and re-solidifies because it melts. Okay? Just saying, it's not wet, so it doesn't dry. So there we go. Yeah, she's like, oh, just dump on over then. Have to hold her for 5 days to make her stand up. Behave yourself. That's the girl throwing the fireballs. So it's like, behave yourself. Don't dump it over for you. So I've got my headstones, and yes, I'm slightly off screen, but it's hard to see anyway when you're looking down on a project that's actually a project you need to look at. Yeah, I could have rearranged my camera, but no, I'm just not gonna. I just go it down because I'm like in the zone. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'll put our fence. And I thought about breaking the fence apart, but then I would have had to put more paint on the ends and, make it look. And I thought, no, we're just going to put it right there in front. They're up on the hill. It's cemetery-ish, old. I guess it's a graveyard, because if it's a graveyard, that signifies how old it is. Cemeteries are new. Anyway, so there we go. And yes, that's nettings in the front like that, because we're going to be using that to cover up our battery cases, because the LED lights I have take batteries, guys, and this does not get affixed solid into the pumpkin hollow back, because I got to be able to access my battery cases, okay, because you don't want the lights on forever. You don't want to leave batteries in it when it's non-Halloween time. So stinking cute. I'll move it forward in a minute. I'll scooch it up in a minute. Really. I will. Seriously. No worries. No worries. Oh, there's going to be a photo montage, and there'll be a short video more after that. Okay? So don't leave because you see the photo montage, because there will be a nighttime video. Look at that eyeball, y'all. It's an eyeball. Eyeball rose. I thought I moved it forward. Maybe I don't even do that. I don't know. There we go. You really still can't see much, can you? I decided I'm gonna, because I had another spider, I decided I'm gonna put that spider on top of that one. Now I'm tucking it in. Glitter is just going everywhere and on my hands for. Now I'm gonna tump it up so you can see ish. Okay. Then we'll have a photo montage for a minute, and then we're gonna have a nighttime video. Just hang in there. See, it's hard to focus, just saying. It's like camera, it's just, Here we go, nighttime video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your kind comments, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what you waiting for? Click that subscribe button. I appreciate you. Oh, and I appreciate all my new subscribers and my old subscribers and my medium-term subscribers, and I love all my viewers. I so appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.